You are live.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this so that we get full screen there.
You guys seen the new baseball team, right?
What new baseball team? The Spire City. Spire City.
No, Frederick. I thought it was River Ghost Towns or something.
Yeah.
Frederick
That's what they are. That's who they are.
Black and white.
Where do they get their players from?
They're professional players. It's a professional league.
Yeah.
So here's the deal with that league. Well, let me open your show up.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another interesting episode of the Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei and my boys, my barbershop crew. It's going to be a really cool show. We're chilling in my garage. We still got the stuff coming in from Canada. I don't know what the hell they're doing in the forest up there. But we still got that coming in, and it just hasn't been fun. So I figured, hey, let's just get together in my garage. It's a cool place to hang out. We got a fan. I got beverages. I got a fridge. Dude brought a cooler.
2 fridges. I'm trying to figure out why there's 2.
The smaller one is my freezer.
Okay.
Oh, all the meat's in there.
Stands up. Okay,
You buy your meat on sale and then you put it in the freezer.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what happened today. We went to the store.
Yeah.
Giant Eagle had a great sale.
What'd you get?
I got ground beef for $2.49 a pound.
Oh, that's
you get
good.
some hot sausage.
That's
I
pre-COVID
did. I
prices.
got that. Yeah, it is. Eggs were $1.38 a pound,
Wow,
or a
for
dozen.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to call you up and say, "No, bring me eggs," but I didn't have to.
How many eggs you get about a month, dude?
I don't know. I get about five or six a day
Oh, that's good.
during the in-season, but during the winter we run out. They stop laying.
Gotcha. So you got to buy eggs.
But we just got 3 ducks.
We just
Those
store
ducks
up.
will start laying them in the winter.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got 3 ducks.
3 ducks, yeah.
Holy duck!
You eat duck eggs? Same thing?
We'll find out. I've never had them before.
You ever eat duck? You ever eat duck?
I have eaten duck.
Have you eaten duck?
Yes, I don't
It's
like
a
it.
little gamey, right?
It's greasy.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
The first time I ever had it, we went to visit my brother-in-law in China, and that shit was greasy. I was like, damn, I don't really want to eat this.
Is the beef bacon duck? No. Beef
Peking
bacon
duck.
is good.
Peking duck?
Beef bacon.
Beef bacon?
Yes. It's pretty good.
Beef.
Never heard about it.
Wegmans.
Beef.
Then we got that General Eagles. It's Wegmans.
So it's bacon, but it's from beef.
Yes.
I got to go to Wegmans and like take a small loan out when I shop there, though. They are expensive as
Oh
shit.
my god, right?
I mean, I love their products, but anyway, today we were going to chill out at Key Stadium. We were all ready to go, you all, and that just didn't happen for us. The weather just sucked. We talked about it, and we decided to just gather here, and this should be pretty fun.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I need you to make the call. Don't ask us. Don't ask me. I just follow lead. You say we go here, this is where I'm going. You don't need to ask me 100 questions.
You just tell me you were in, and then
Machine,
there you go.
Machine is in the huddle.
Boom.
He's ready to break.
You tell me what you want, and that's
ball. And he's good. You ready?
That's it.
Jump, run out there and slide.
That's what I'm
You
looking
need
at.
me left or right? Am I the motion guy?
That's it. That's it.
That's all you need to know.
That's it. Tell me where.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So here we are. We're going to do the same show we were going to do over there. We're going to start out today's show. We're going to talk about some lists. On a regular basis, we're all on social media looking at different stuff that's going on. By the way, you like my what was that movie called?
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro. My
Jackie
semi-pro,
Moon headband.
My Jackie Moon headband going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got my pirate shirt on. They
Love
just,
and sexy.
they
Love
just
and
swept San
sexy.
Diego. Now they'll probably lose 15 in a row.
Swept San Diego.
Yeah.
A team that paid millions for
Yeah.
Tatis.
Soto.
Like they kept-
That's Tatis, right?
Yeah, Tatis. Yeah, they kept putting dudes up to bat, and I'm like, holy shit, he's gonna crush one.
Yeah.
Strike him out. I'm like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch.
Is that Xander Bogaerts too?
Xander Bogaerts is there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
a great series to watch. I watched a lot of it. I'm going to watch Milwaukee tonight. If they stink tonight, I won't watch it the rest of the weekend. I mean, I don't do bad baseball, you
I
know.
hear you on that.
But they got these young bucks, and we can talk about those once we get going. So anyway, we're going to go through these lists that we share out to each other, and just kind of talk about it in person, because we really don't get into it. We just kind of like, who made that list? Raheem's forever saying,
Yeah.
who made that list?
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good question. Though.
I'm just curious. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And then we'll get into some baseball stuff. So, man, go ahead, introduce yourself. I mean, that's a regular thing you need to do for me.
I'm Rasheen.
Rasheen and Machine.
I'm easy. Rage against the Rasheen, baby.
There you go. Coach Noob here. Excited to be here for tonight. It's going to be a fun night. I'm looking forward to all this.
Yeah, it is.
This stuff.
All right, boys. Here we go. first list. Hey, that's what this show's all about, right? You ever see Pat McAfee show? He's out there in a wife beater and shit. I'm like, Pat, come on now.
A punter?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's got a good show.
Yeah,
He's legit.
He's from Plum, huh?
Yeah, he's from
I
Plum.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's from Plum.
Wow,
That's because we were long gone by the time he came up. He's a lot younger than us.
This is interesting.
All right, so this first list I'm going to cover and
Interesting.
we're going to talk about is Coach Rating Index.
This is very
So these are the
interesting.
top 10 coaches, okay?
All positions.
All positions. So some of these guys I'm sure you've never heard of. All right, so number 1, Alabama, Nick Saban. Makes sense,
Well,
right?
let's talk about it real quick because I looked it up because I was so curious about like how do you determine who the hell the best coach is? Like, and this is all done through numbers. Like, so they have formulas that they made up. So the Coach Rating Index they used the Matrix Analytical Solutions.
Are these head coaches?
Matrix? No, not all head coaches.
Oh, okay. That's what
And
I
that's what I'm getting ready to talk about.
Oh,
It's
okay.
wild.
Yeah. Okay.
So they said there's 30,000 individual unit profiles and 250,000 annual coaching result reports. So they go through all these different things. They plug all this stuff in, and then they figure out who the best coach is through some type of crazy formula. But position coaches are graded on their cumulative play-by-play of their position guys. So, for example, if I'm the Pitt O-line coach, yards per carry, sacks, all that type of stuff, analytical stuff. Yeah, how well they perform, and they're graded even with PFF. You can even grade, like you look at their grades. So how are your position guys graded?
Interesting.
And this is going to make sense when you look at some of these names here. When you add up who are these guys coaching. So and the next thing, coordinators is the overall offensive defense efficiency and like how many points per game. They go through all the stats, rushing per game, passing per game, all that type of stuff for coordinators. Head coaches are your overall team success, and they there's a lot of different variables. They incorporate difficulty of schedule, which you like to talk about a lot.
Yes.
And then a lot of other variables. But like should you have won that game? Like games you should have won versus games that are difficult, all that type of stuff. So they equate all that into it.
Interesting, because there's some really interesting names out here. It all starts off with Nick Saban. It makes sense with Nick Saban. Is the top dog. I mean, he does get the best athletes. He's got the best recruiting pitch. He's
some of the best.
The money too.
Georgia. If you look at recently, Georgia's done really
Who
well.
did Kirby Smart
Texas
learn about?
has done really well.
Who taught Kirby Smart?
But we're talking money now, y'all. Now we're talking money. We're talking the best team that money can buy.
Right.
That don't impress me. I'm not impressed with that. I'm not.
I do think Saban
That's
gets the
kinda like-
best out of his guys, though. I think he
Yeah, listen.
sets the bar high.
Yeah, if I'm paying you this kind of money, I expect this out of you.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
kind of like the
That's
private
what
school
you
thing
do.
with me. When
Yeah.
you're when you're going around rounding up the best kids in the community, I'm not impressed by that. I'm just not.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah, play at your home school.
That's what yeah.
That's a really different concept in Maryland compared to
I noticed
say
that.
Pennsylvania, and it's always been like.
But I'm noticing that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm noticing that in a lot of places, it's kind of like Pennsylvania's behind. Like we don't have private schools that come and get the best kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then when you look at the top 10 coming out for the high school this year, it's like all private schools.
Even
California,
aren't the rules
Baltimore,
super stringent?
Maryland.
The rules are super stringent up in
A lot more
He-
stringent
he'd be
than
able
we're
to
here.
tell you better
Otherwise,
than
you
I
wouldn't
am.
have Bruno.
But I
PA. No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's
We don't.
you can't transfer.
It's just like we're behind where we don't have private school powerhouses
But I think they
in
blocked
Pittsburgh, Allegheny, at least.
it.
I
No,
think,
I think they blocked it. I don't think kids can transfer. You'd have to
Well,
get them prior to.
but you can because you got McDevitt. Would that be considered like a good counsel?
Yeah, but tell them the
Oh,
story about
What
Bruno.
about Philly?
He told
too?
me already.
What's the school in Philly? St.
St.
Joseph's.
Joseph's.
Yeah.
St. Joseph's.
Yeah, they're loaded.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the weird part because when the season's over, those guys are in the state championship playing against public schools from.
That's weird.
That's what I mean. I think we're behind in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's like we got to build these schools and
But
make
they
them.
do the same thing here.
No, because if
no,
you're,
no,
if
no,
you're
I'm sorry.
right,
No. In Maryland, it's if you're private school.
Florida's getting like that. It's
Right.
like it is like that because you got the IMG academies, you got this, you got that. It's like some states are behind because you're not building teams, you're not building private school teams, you're not building up. You're just playing with your neighborhood guys. Hey, come on, you know what I mean?
I've always told Noobs, though, I think some of the teams that come from Pennsylvania, even 500, 6-4, 7-3 teams, could come down here and kick most of these schools' asses. I do, because they've grown up together. They play together. They've developed a system together. They know the system together.
It would be good to see.
It's definitely different here because in Maryland, it's so transient. Now, you start going like to Snow Hill and places like that, that's a little different. But where we are, Frederick County, a little bit better, but not much. Montgomery County, it's just crazy.
So, and that was going to be my, and how do we just, like even when you were coaching, like you guys were good and you won the state, but how come those kids weren't being plucked? Or they just said, "Hey, we're staying here." Or were they trying to pluck
They
them?
weren't good enough to be.
Oh, wow.
A lot of those kids weren't. Well, when they were younger, like they just played really well for us. You know what I mean? They were good. They were really good high school football players. But
even in like PG,
when we won in 13 and 14, we only had one or two guys that went like Division I football. Like there was a lot of D2, D3 type guys that played. They were really good.
Right.
But they were just a great football. They were really good football kids, kind of like you talk about PA.
Yeah.
It's like those hard-nosed, tough-ass kids that get the game, and they were just good.
Just like the one boy who took his life, unfortunately, God rest his soul, Hungerford.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a freaking great football player.
Yes.
But he was just a little pissant.
6 foot.
If he was 6 foot even.
Oh, yeah, he's probably like 5'11", 5'10", 220.
Maybe.
And that would be the other thing.
Yeah.
Were they good enough to go Division I?
No.
None of them. Not even low Division I.
No. Gills.
Mac.
Gills was really good. He went to
Duquesne, and he never played a little bit.
Chuck and
that's all right.
Brendan. I mean, I love those guys.
EJ Lee. EJ was awesome.
EJ. That's crazy.
Sam Romana, who's helping us now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark.
They were a tight-knit group that understood, held each other accountable, which made it different.
Yeah, they were
which made it really it made it more like a hometown. I think to me, and I know you will attest to this, and you may, but you didn't live through this. Living in a town, having a school district, Apollo Ridge, Kiski area, places like that, you get the full support of that town.
Yes.
You grow up with those kids.
Yes.
It's different. Whereas,
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I understand.
I mean, really, there's people don't understand. Friday night when there's a game, the town stops.
It's done.
So
it stops.
The thing I can relate to is probably Fort Hill. It's probably like
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you get out in that area, I mean, the town stops. There's a parade in town with the band and everybody.
Yeah, man,
you are a celebrity in the town.
So I can tell you, just from coaching the Big 33, the impression I had, like we matched up pretty well athletically, but I feel like the PA kids, like football for them is like walking. Like they just do it. Like they know football. They live and breathe football.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like the kids that we coached on the Maryland side were quite at that level. Like they were good football players.
Right. Did any of those guys from Maryland play lacrosse?
Not for us.
Okay, because I'm about to say, because we never had lacrosse up in PA.
They still don't have it up there.
So, like you said, that's all they did.
Yeah.
Like you play, like a guy like you play football. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not playing basketball, not playing baseball. It's just football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It shows though. It just shows the mentality. You can kind of feel it. Like they sniff out draws and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas our guys will get fooled on like a screen.
Right.
They'd all be over here and the ball's getting thrown over there. Whereas the PA guys, like 3 guys over by the screen guy catching the ball. They can feel it, and they see it.
Wow.
Like wily veterans. Almost.
How the hell we get down that rabbit
hole?
That was good.
It's Nick Saban rounding up kids.
Mike Tressel.
Is that from Ohio State, Mike Tressel?
That's his son.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's his son.
I could go for that.
What position does he coach?
Is he linebackers? Outside linebackers, I think.
Okay.
So
that would make sense because look at some of the guys he's pumped up.
Just got drafted.
Yeah. Lincoln Riley, number 3.
But they put him as an OC.
He's inside.
They said Lincoln Riley, the offensive coordinator. Lincoln Riley is the head coach, wouldn't be in the top 20.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
No.
No.
After what Lincoln Riley did when he left Oklahoma, it left a little sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Not only him taking Caleb Williams and some of those kids, but him recruiting Jordan Addison from Pitt.
Yeah.
Like that left a little sour taste in my mouth.
I agree, but that's him as an OC. So he's that good as an OC. But if they list him as head coach,
how about Lemansky Hall from Clemson? He was number 4. Is that the D-line?
D-end.
D-end. Of course, and that makes sense.
Look at the guys he's been coaching.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whoa.
Talking about some Jimmys and some Joes, right?
Whoa, wait a minute. We got to bring my man from Pitt in there if we're going to do that.
He should be.
Charlie Partridge. You got to.
Partridge is on.
Partridge.
I mean, he ain't bringing in studs.
No.
He's bringing in 3-star guys and making them number one freaking draft picks,
Every
man.
year. I agree. Partridge should be on.
So I don't know about this list now.
Well, it must be specialized.
You better be at 11.
I bet he is.
You better be
I bet
11.
There's no way Partridge is not in the top 20.
Man,
There's no way.
man, oh man.
Yeah, Partridge.
That's been a strong part of
this
the pit for years.
The last 3 years.
Okay.
This is 3 years worth of data.
Lemansky Hall. What's he coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby April III.
Special teams? Is that his son?
Well, yeah, Bobby April was a special teams guy, but
Maybe
this is Bobby April III from Stanford.
No, I think you're right. I think it's special teams for Stanford.
So, wait a minute. How does a special teams guy who plucks from all?
There's two. There's him, and I think one of those guys from Iowa, I think, was a special teams guy.
Okay, Phil Parker.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember.
And then you got Del McGee. He's got to be the running backs coach.
Bobby April III is the defensive coordinator and outside linebacker.
Del McGee at Georgia, I think, is the running backs coach. I think.
Yeah, I would think so, because Georgia pumps out some great running backs.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
I know.
We've had a few of these guys in our school. Brian Hartline, remember he came by Northwestern?
Yeah.
Dell.
Yeah.
He looked like Waddy a little, but yeah.
Boston, big shout out to you. You know, you look like John Carter, but you look like Del McGee. Mike Norvell from Florida State is
And that's again,
receivers.
that's his no C.
That's his OC.
No, he's the head coach, but they have him listed as the OC
Yeah. I
because
remember.
of his offensive.
You know,
It's
one
very
thing about that guy that I really liked was when Caden Prather was at our school, he was in my room doing work, and they were it was like 10 o'clock in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and they were having like a coaches meeting.
Yeah.
And they FaceTimed him from the coaches meeting.
So cool.
You
I
know,
remember
like,
you talking about that.
yeah, they reached out to the kid
Yeah.
right in the middle of that. That was pretty neat.
$8 million a year, Mike Norvell.
What is he?
$8 million.
Papuchis is there. So he's our buddy. Like he went to QO, good friend, and he's actually at Florida State. Man, I'll root for that guy every time. So I love seeing him be successful. They could be a top 5 team this year.
Drew's brother?
Yeah.
Okay, he was a QO, wasn't he?
Yeah, great guy.
And then where was he before he went to Florida State? He was another D1.
He's been a
wasn't he?
coordinator. He was a coordinator at Nebraska.
Mm.
He was at LSU, then Nebraska. Oh, where else has he been? He was at Maryland for a year before he went to Florida State.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been around, but he was the coordinator at LSU and at Nebraska. That's big time.
So Hartline, Phil Parker is number 9 from Iowa,
Defensive coordinator.
and then Brian Hartline. He's got to be
Offensive coordinator.
Wide receivers coach.
Both.
And,
Yeah, but he's listed as a wide receiver.
Oh, that's why he's there.
Interesting.
I can go with that.
Look at his room is loaded.
Yeah, but see, you still rounding up the great kids, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You
but
got to turn me into a top. You got to turn me into a top.
So, but when he came to visit, like he talked to Caden, and that's what he talked about though. Like you are going to be with elite talent. If you come in my room, more than likely you're going to get drafted. Like high, you'll be a first round pick if you do what you're supposed to do. And it's you know what? He's right.
I wonder what made him take. He went to West Virginia first.
Yes.
Yeah. He liked the offensive coordinator because he was going to go to Penn State when that guy was receivers coach up there.
Parker.
And then he went to West Virginia.
It was
He
Parker.
liked the guy.
Yeah.
And then he went there, West Virginia. Yeah. So now he's back here in Maryland, which I still say to him. I said to him yesterday when we did a show, I said, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I like Maryland. I want to see him succeed. I do. There's no
Maryland
question
has
about
good
it.
receivers.
They have really good receivers. They
They put them out.
But they're
We're a
in.
little Maryland here.
Listen,
They're representing the hometown team.
Mike, I don't have a problem with them, and I don't have a problem with anything they do. But at the end of the day, they're never going to be the team in the Big Ten.
They're working
It's going
towards
to be
it.
tough.
They're getting better. No, it will be very,
It's
very
gonna be
tough.
You know,
The hardest part is that Ohio State comes in and all of a sudden they can just pluck the best offensive lineman out of Maryland.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's going to be. They got to.
That is the to me.
They got to get past.
That's another thing. Well, I guess we can. That would take us off topic. But listen, kids, when you're from somewhere, you should go somewhere where you can make your team better. That's in my opinion. Don't go somewhere where all the great kids are. So you're just sitting there with all great kids and you're winning. Like, oh man, like you've done something. Like you haven't done anything. You showed up with a bunch of 5 stars and you won.
One of the things he's talked about publicly is the amount of money. Like it's hard for them to keep up with some of the
Money.
Ohio State and Penn State with the money
I can't imagine.
with the NLI stuff.
Yeah, that was dumb. That's going to be a topic coming up, y'all, by the way.
Yeah, we've got to talk about that. I
I
think that's a July 19th show.
That's going to be out there.
Yeah, it'll be at the end of July.
Yes.
That'll be one of our shows. Even though it's vacation time, we're going to shoot the show early. Our next 2 shows, just to kind of give you a little precursor, on the 14th of July, everybody, we've got an MMA boxer coming on, Raiden Kovacs. Raiden Amadeus Kovacs. I'm very excited to have that kid on. So, Raiden, big shout out to you. We're excited to have you on. And Matt Semmelsberg, we're going to circle back to you too in your UFC career. So I do like that fighting stuff.
Yep.
And I'm glad you guys were down with doing it. Hey, in 2007, the Raiders and Packers had trade talks that could have changed the whole landscape of the NFL. They would have sent Randy Moss to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers. If this happens, the cause would have been that instead of Oakland taking Jamarcus Russell with the first overall pick, they would likely have selected Kelvin Johnson. Okay? And Green Bay would have had Brett Favre and Randy Moss together. So that brings me to this question, man. Are you ready? Where the hell does Jamarcus Russell end up?
All right, so I looked it over. The next quarterback taken. Do you have any idea who the next quarterback taken in that draft was?
Spurgeon win.
You'll never guess. I'll give you
What'd you say?
He went to Notre Dame.
Oh.
Is he from PA?
Yes, he is. He played out in
Hollis?
Yeah.
No, Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn. Is Brady Quinn from PA?
He is.
I don't
Isn't he?
I thought he was. I don't know, but
He's
anyway.
from PA. I think.
Cleveland took
Is he
Brady
good?
Quinn with a 22nd pick. I looked at the rest of the quarterbacks. I never even heard. Like, you forget some of the names.
Spurgeon win.
They were awful. They were bad. So, looking over the list, that year, Minnesota's quarterback was Tavares Jackson.
Woo.
Baltimore
Number 7.
had Kyle Bowler.
Brady Quinn's from Ohio. Dublin.
Okay.
Home of Wendy's. It's nice up there, too.
Chicago had
It's not
Rex
that far from Pittsburgh,
Grossman.
though.
Chicago had Rex Grossman.
Oof, that's gross.
So,
Man.
any one of those teams, I think probably would have taken again. Minnesota would. Yeah.
Could
have been like a Culpepper, they thought, probably. Like a big Culpepper.
That's a good comparison. Yeah, really good.
The thing that I didn't like about Jamarcus Russell wasn't his career, though.
What was there to like?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, but he tried to deflect that all from the coaches. Is what he did at the end of the day.
Well,
You
who
know,
knows? If he's in a different system, maybe somebody just connects with him and he's able to find success.
Well, they need to disconnect him from
but
Wendy's.
You got to do the work.
I agree. I mean, I'm just saying, who knows?
NFL.
You don't know unless
Say Little League.
I agree. But what
Yeah,
happens
I
if
mean-
it's just some people just connect with certain people? Like what happens if
man.
you just get the right guy? Like
I hear you, man.
what if it was the right coach? Just leave. Hey, come on, man! Like you really need to do this, and he listens. And you never know. You never know, man. Different people, different environments, things happen.
I think he had a cannon, but I think that was the gist of it. I don't think he knew how to tone it down for the crossing routes. I don't think he was accurate. I just think he was big and could throw.
How about the kid from Ohio State that came in and won that and left that year? I'm drawing a blank on his
That
name.
was began with a C.
But talking about the Raiders, that's a pretty dysfunctional organization.
Yes.
Through
I mean, they're right there with Washington,
through.
right? I mean,
Cardell Jones.
Cardell
Yep.
Jones, yeah.
Cardell Jones.
Who had some success in Washington?
He did,
The
and
defenders, right?
then I was going to say, and then he threw his name back into the like freaking what's his name from the 49ers. He still thinks he can play. Kaepernick still thinks he can play in the NFL
No.
at 35 years old.
So did you watch his workout a couple years ago?
Yes, I did. That
It
was
awful.
ridiculous.
It looked awful.
He doesn't need to work out ever again. He needs to find a place in life and be there.
Who?
Kaepernick.
Yes, you can tell.
Are you a Cap fan? Are
No.
you a fan of Cap?
He's here.
So
Like the
I
ball
remember
should
watching
never
him
be
play.
here.
I
It's
watched-
there.
yeah, it's bad. I
Never
watched
heard.
him play against Seattle, I think, towards the
That's
end of his
not
career. I watched him play against Seattle. I was like, everyone was talking about, oh, is this and that. I remember thinking, this guy's awful. He can't throw the ball well at all.
He like Cam Newton. It seems like they're letting the ball go there instead of there. It's like they're going.
Interesting.
It's weird. That's a weird, especially Cam Newton. But yeah,
Baseball pitchers.
Kaepernick doesn't have it.
He wasn't that good.
He was decent.
He was a good runner. He was a great runner.
He was serviceable.
He was a great runner.
He was serviceable. That's it.
He was interesting because he was one of the first guys to do RPOs out of the pistol formation in Nevada.
Yeah.
So it made him unique. He went to a team where they were willing to sell off Alex Smith, right? Isn't that who they got rid of?
Yeah.
To let him play.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he dug a hole for himself.
Yeah.
He just dug a hole for himself.
I think if teams felt like he could help them win,
they would have
taken him.
That's
And
a long time ago.
They would have taken a political hit.
Yes, it's a business. They're trying to win. It's the business of winning. If you can help win, you see that.
Yes.
Ray Rice, well, he didn't get to come back, but a lot of stuff that goes on gets overlooked when you're good.
Yes.
It's that simple.
I always felt that was kind of interesting that Ray Rice never got a shot with anybody ever again. I mean, talk about a guy getting blackballed.
It was a bad situation, but everyone, I don't know, man. You
Who was
can't be
it,
right. I feel like the guy was a decent guy. He had a bad night. Hopefully that was the case. You can't do what he did, but
I think when you drag a woman by the hair, though.
Nah, I know. Just ruined his whole life, though. It sucks. One night.
Yep.
It's crazy. They say it takes years to build up your reputation. 1 second to destroy it.
Yeah. Who was the guy that played DM for Dallas? He was in Carolina.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
then
a fighter
Dallas. Now. Is he?
Yeah, he's UFC.
And he beat the living shit out of his woman.
Yeah.
And they had clear-cut proof on him. She was battered and everything. He still got to play.
Yeah. If you're talented, it shows. You get to play.
You get away with murder in life. Stalwart's the only guy I ever knew that went to jail for doing something really bad, killing somebody.
Yeah.
And then, where's the kid from?
Didn't Little run people over too when he was drunk from the Rams? Twice.
Who? Larry Little?
Leonard
Little?
Yeah.
Oh, from the Rams. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Twice. Drunk driving. I think he hit somebody. So, it's overlooked when you can play.
All right. Top 10 quarterbacks for 2023, guys. Top 10 quarterbacks. Let's start at the bottom. Dak Prescott. Is he the number 10 guy? Seriously. Court, no offense, but I think he's the most overrated quarterback.
Top 10.
Top 10. We're going 10-1.
So who if you dropped him to 11, who would go to 10?
I don't know, but I don't think he's number 10. Personally. What do you think?
Man, we got.
What has he ever done?
Who would you take? Would you take him or Kirk Cousins? I'd take
Kirk
him over
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. I'd take
Cousins.
him. I can't stand Kirk Cousins.
Well,
Not standing him and talent is two different things.
Which one would you take?
Dak Prescott.
What does he do that's so
Who else
great?
is down there? I'm just saying, who else is not on that list?
Answer my question.
Is there
What does he do that's so great?
Kirk Cousins?
No, Dak
Dak?
Prescott.
He distributes the ball. He throws good balls. You don't think he throws good balls?
Who?
How many,
Dak?
how many playoff
He
games?
throws good balls.
How many playoff games he won?
I have no idea.
One.
Couple. 1, 2.
Has he?
That makes you a good quarterback.
I mean, you can say the same.
I've never been of that ilk that you got to win Super Bowls or you got to win playoff games to prove that you're good.
Well, that's because you're a Burrito guy, just like me.
If you're surrounded by talent.
At the end of the day,
But if you're not, what if you're not surrounded?
Prescott's surrounded by talent.
Who's he have?
Get a good old line, good running back, great receivers.
CeeDee Lamb, he had him. He had freaking.
Did he play for the Browns?
I think Dak.
No, CeeDee Lamb plays for the Cowboys.
That's the other receiver.
I feel like Dak has like a confidence issue. I feel like he lacks a little bit of confidence. But I like him. I think he's a good player.
All right.
I'm just saying, go ahead and give me the number 11.
He's right in that.
If you had a list of all the NFL, here, I'm going to go ahead right now.
I would put Cousins ahead of him.
Is there?
Okay. That's who you would. Okay.
I wouldn't put Daniel Jones there.
I'm trying to think of who else you could even pick.
Hold on, I'm about to. Go ahead, keep going. Just go ahead.
I wouldn't put Deshaun Watson there because
right.
I think Deshaun Watson shot his load.
Wow.
Lamar Jackson, Deshaun. So you said not Watson. Russell Wilson.
No, he's done.
I can't believe he's not on that list. Russell Wilson.
He's done after one bad year.
Since 2023.
Okay, based off of 20. Okay.
Top 10.
There's other people that have Russell Wilson high. I'm not a Russell Wilson fan. I don't. For whatever reason, he was awful.
He didn't age well.
That's only 1 year.
He didn't age well.
We don't get to see what he does this year.
Okay, we can watch what he does, but at the end of the day, he didn't age well.
So you know what happened to him also? there's a guy that he was like his call him mental coach, like he was like his therapist or whatever. He would meet with him regularly, like weekly. He would meet with this guy, and that guy died of cancer last year.
Oh yeah,
right before the season.
I mean, only one you really have is Kirk Cousins, or maybe Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford, I like Matthew Stafford
at 10.
but I'll take Dak. But I'll take Dak over him. I'll take Dak over
maybe.
Jared Goff on Detroit was a different quarterback.
That's true.
And Jared Goff on the Rams.
That's true.
Actually, I think if Jared Goff played for the Cowboys, he would have more success than Dak Prescott.
Jared Goff wasn't even.
I'll agree.
Detroit did not even think about drafting a quarterback this year because Jared Goff is what they need.
I like that.
You know. All right, let's go 9. Tua Tagovailoa.
That I don't know about.
Is he healthy or not healthy? Is this week 1? Is this week?
Does it matter?
I don't think he's going to last long. I don't see him making it. He may make it through this season, but I don't see him going 2 more seasons.
This list is shoddy.
I don't see him making it.
Because 8 is Lamar Jackson.
If Lamar's healthy, I put Lamar at like 3.
Yes.
I move Lamar up.
Yes. You talk about somebody with no talent. Go give me his receivers ever since he's played.
Right. He's going to have a year this year.
Give me his receivers, bro.
He's going to have a good year this year.
Who do you have?
Hollywood.
I'm not.
Sad.
You know who's not good? Aaron Rodgers is not good.
I agree with that. Lamar is number 8. I agree. I would. You know what? I'm actually a little soft right here, and I do think Lamar should be way up. I do. I think he's a tremendous athlete. I don't think he throws a good ball, but I think he's a tremendous athlete.
He's gotten better,
and he's a good leader. He has to learn how not to check down just to the tight end, how to read his.
Dude, you gotta have good receivers to get open. Them dudes ain't getting open. You gotta check down to your blanket.
That's where he goes. First of all, he goes.
Who would you go to, bro? You can't even give me a name.
I can't.
You give me Hollywood. He don't play for them no more, do
No, he's out.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what though? They went and signed OBJ.
Boykin?
Boykin's in Pittsburgh?
OBJ will have a good year.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
How many games before he gets hurt?
I think he'll make it. I think he'll get through the season. He's had time off. He's getting healthy.
I don't think he's gonna do anything.
I don't think so.
He can pull a hamstring or something.
I just don't think he's gonna do anything. I think
they have a new offensive coordinator.
Okay.
A lot of it's predicated on the coordinator.
It is.
The coordinator really handcuffed Lamar.
But you also got to be able, like he said, you also got to be able to do go to your first read, everything. You got to be able to go through it. But the coordinator don't got a lot to do with that.
I think coordinator has a lot to do with your success. I think if you put Shanahan as the offense coordinator with Lamar Jackson quarterback, look the fuck.
So you're saying Trey Lance is going to have a hell of a year?
No, Trey Lance is not Lamar Jackson.
Trey Lance isn't even going to play, I heard.
Is he still injured?
Trey Lance from Frisco?
Yeah.
No, they say he's way down. It says Purdy. Oh. And then
Purdy will be healthy enough to play, though?
I thought they brought someone in this year. Someone else. They said he was going to go next. And then Lance. They trying to trade Lance from what I heard. That's what I heard.
And the irony was I heard
nobody wanted
to trade him to Miami.
But my point is Shanahan, if Shanahan can make LG3, he can make him
Whoa.
If he can make him good.
RG3.
Oh, yeah,
sorry, RG.
If he can make him good.
He still got them braids.
Life is good. 3.
All right, Aaron Rodgers, number 7. I don't agree with it at all. He shouldn't even be in the top 10.
He shouldn't be in the top 10.
He shouldn't. He's living off the things he did 5 years
ago. And that would move Dak up.
Yes.
We're still Daking it.
And then Kirk in the 10.
I mean,
is Kirk Cousins
Dak
better?
To me, jumps to
is Kirk Cousins better than Dak? Is better than Aaron Rodgers?
I would take Kirk Cousins before I took Aaron Rodgers.
But you take Dak Prescott before you take Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I agree with that.
Okay. All right.
Tua can go.
Number 6. I think this guy's going to – he started to break out last year.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I think he's really going to bust out this year. Number 6, Trevor Lawrence.
I like it.
I'm actually a little fearful of Jacksonville going into the year as a yeah.
They're young. They got a lot of young talent,
and they got the right coach there right now. I think.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot better than the previous one.
Herbert at number 5. That's pretty good.
Heck yes.
I
take Herbert over.
If you're a San Diego fan,
over Hurts. I think Herbert over Hurts.
And I take, honestly, Go through the list. I'll say how I would have it. Go ahead and go through the rest of the list.
Okay.
And I'll go through how I would have it.
Hurts at number 4.
Yep.
Number 3 is Josh Allen. Number 2, Joe Burrow. And number 1 is Mahomes.
Okay. I think it's impossible to say Mahomes is not the best. Right?
In the league right now, yes.
Yes.
To me, I personally, if I'm a head coach, I like Josh Allen better than Joe Burrow. I like Josh Allen. He can run. He's an athlete.
I would put them together
every once in a while.
I would say both at 2A and 2B.
All right, that's fair. But I'm taking Josh Allen. If I could pick, I have to pick one
I got
for my team, I want Josh Allen.
Are you jumping Justin Herbert over both of those guys?
I take Herbert over Burrow, but I don't take him over Allen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Interesting.
I think Burrow's good. If you look at Herbert's stats, they destroy Burrow.
So is Burrow going to be able to be the guy who leads his team with 1 minute to go, 80 yards to win a game?
That's a good question.
I've seen it.
Against who?
That's a good question for
I'm not trying to be condescending there.
But like, so okay, Patrick Mahomes can do it in 6 seconds or whatever it was, 12 seconds, whatever that game was. Burrow, question mark. Josh Allen, question mark. Herbert, question mark. Hurts has won it.
Won it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've seen Burrow drive all the way down and take the lead. Steelers came back and kicked that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
Good call.
He did. But they, we
You know,
I would take any one of those 5 though.
my thing is
Right? Or 6. Any one of those
Yes.
top 6 I'd be excited about.
Yes.
my thing is with quarterbacks, they change every year depending on their personnel.
Yep.
I think the league is going to go full circle and come back to a run game.
Yep.
I watched, again, this is a homer comment, but it's reality. I watched the Steelers bring in Weidl from Philadelphia, and he focused completely on beef up front and dominating the line of scrimmage. All I keep reading about is how bad
10, 11.
Najee Harris is. Well, what's Najee Harris going to look like? He had 1,000 yards 2 years in a row. What's he going to look like when there's gaping holes for him to run through? Like, he's going to have a big year.
Double tight.
Yeah.
And then you can take that double tight and split them out.
Oh, you got the tight end from Georgia.
Yeah. Darnell Washington.
Yikes.
You know, like, I just, from that perspective,
Nice.
so does that make Kenny Pickett look great? Should he be in the top 10 after this year? Is that going to make him look great?
We won't see.
Everybody had a problem with what that kid did, too. He was 7-2 down the stretch. But he only threw, 7 touchdowns? Who gives a shit?
Right.
What's it say in the win and loss column?
Exactly. He did what he had to do.
When I'm holding the Lombardi trophy up in mid-February, do you give a shit how many interceptions I threw?
Right.
You don't.
And actually, the interceptions, most interceptions in the league last year, Allen, Herbert, was Burrow in that one too?
Burrow was.
Do about 4.
There were 3 or 4 of those guys right in the top 5 that were like, you know, they led the league in interceptions also.
Yeah.
You got to take chances.
And I think the Bengals are in a precarious situation, and I like Joe Burrow. I do. Like, I like every kid on here except for Rodgers. I like every one of these guys. Prescott.
I already know what you're about to say.
You know?
Yeah.
But I like every one of these guys. These guys are a nice wave of quarterbacks coming through.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. Like, I think there's some guys who are not getting their full just due because they didn't prove it completely this year. And that's why this is the 2023 edition. I will say this, though. I got into not an argument or anything like that, but we were talking about the GOAT, and a guy was saying to me that Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT of all time as quarterbacks. And I said, there's no way you can say that because the league is different today than what it was 25 years ago.
Imagine Montana in that offense.
That's what I told him. That's exactly what I told him. And he's like, well, Montana said Mahomes is a GOAT. I said, what do you expect him to say?
He's not going to say
He's classy.
Yeah.
What do you expect him to say?
You go from getting jammed on the line to just running free. Like I've always said, that's always been my argument.
And you can't touch the quarterback now.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much that goes into it.
Hey, how about a guy like Randall Cunningham, guys? How about a guy like Randall Cunningham?
How about a guy like Steve Young?
That's who I was thinking too.
Steve Young. Those guys were the original Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Even Cordell. Yeah. Okay? Shout out to Slash.
Randall
Even
Cunningham.
Cordell. Yeah.
You gotta worry.
Those dudes were the quintessential running, passing quarterback, and they were more accurate than Lamar.
When you're getting paid, I guess it's $20,000 a game, and you're coming off the edge and you fall on the quarterback's leg, and now you're getting fined. Nobody wants to do that. I'm not trying to lose my 20 for this week. I'm not.
Right. It's
You
crazy.
can go ahead and throw that ball.
Yeah.
Go ahead. As a defensive back, do I want to clean the receiver up and lose $15,000? I don't want to do that. I want my 15.
I'm gonna run through this real quick. This is an interesting record. NFL combined records over the last 3 seasons. The worst team, the Bears, at 17-33. Dallas. This was interesting to me. 30-20. 30-20. In the AFC, well, the top dog, and this is really interesting to me. In the NFC, the top dog was Green Bay at 34-16.
Who made
That just shows you how good they were.
No, nobody made this list.
No. Who played the Super Bowl this year? Frisco. Who played it last year? The year before? Frisco.
Tampa.
Okay.
And they won it.
Okay.
Well, look where Tampa is too on this list with Brady. With Brady. You know, they're way up there. They're the second team at 32-18. You know, San Francisco 29-21 because remember when they were in the Super Bowl, they spiraled backwards the next year. They really had a rough year.
Injuries and stuff.
The Eagles 27-22-1. You know, basically, this is crazy. So the Cowboys won 30 games in the last 3 years. The Eagles won 27. The Skins won 22 and the Giants 19. That's pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty tight, man.
Wow. But it's funny, Dallas won 30, but how many playoff games did they won?
That's what I said about Dak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I said. Then you go to the AFC. The bottom dwellers are the Houston Texans. And it makes sense to me because they haven't had a quarterback for a couple of years. Deshaun Watson bailed on him 2 years ago. Davis Mills is okay. He's serviceable, but he's probably not your superstar. They have had some good drafts, though, the last 2 years. I look for them to take it up a notch. Then the Jets were at 15. Your Chargers, 26-24. They're a 500 team. Is this Herbert's third or fourth year?
This will be his fourth.
Yeah. So under Herbert, basically, this is from the last 3 seasons. They're a 500 team. Top dog in the NFL is Kansas City at 40-10. I would be really curious to see what happens with the Kansas City team now that Eric Bieniemy is gone, and you know who is going to assume that role. Is he going to be able to manifest that offense? And I know the Walrus does a lot of that, but you know,
the guys in Washington are saying Bieniemy does a lot, and he's making a huge difference. Like they say it is different with him.
I'd love to see
in
him
a positive way.
It's off season.
Listen, nothing makes me happier than seeing Washington do decent,
Yes.
Baltimore do decent, you know, because we live in that area. But nothing makes me ecstatic like seeing this team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were 30-19-1.
We always talk about talent and like, is it talent or is the coaching? Well, it's a combination, and I feel like the coaching in the NFL is underrated.
That's interesting. I think it's the talent.
It is.
What can you teach me at this level?
I'm telling you, it's underrated, though. I'm telling you.
I hear you. I understand you, but you know what I mean. Like when I get to this level, what can you teach me? Because you picked me first. You gave me all this money because of what I can already do.
That's where you find your values, where you can teach someplace.
Okay.
You watch them enough on film, and you figure, hey, you know, if you do this better or you do that better, take a little bit shorter first step. You know, your angle on your zone wasn't very good as offensive alignment, whatever. You find stuff that you can fix. No one's perfect. No.
I would say in supporting what he says, though, most of these guys who are coming out of a lot of the Division I schools are on an even playing field.
Right.
It's taking that chance on the guy who's going to fit the system that you want to run that takes you to the next level.
Yeah, so,
and those guys don't fit the system inevitably, and that's what drops you off.
I got you. Let me ask you this. The best team right there, 40-10.
Yeah.
Way better than anybody else.
Yeah.
When you watch them play, does it look like everybody else? Their offense is different. They do a bunch of different stuff.
Because outside of Mahomes, they don't really have any talent.
They don't. You're right.
I mean, they got the best tight end in football.
Okay, I'll see. Okay, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you that, but
and they
that's
had
it.
They had the fastest receiver.
They did
2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm supporting what you're saying because
they have guys.
They don't really have like
Yeah.
marquee guys. They got Mahomes and Kelsey.
But when you watch them play, it's so entertaining because it's different. They're creative offensively.
Yeah.
Whereas I think everyone else is like, oh, go to page 325, and then, all right, we're gonna run this play. And
Chuck Noll used to run this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's as much imagination like throughout the league. I think they do a good job of putting wrinkles in and doing things different, taking advantage of their strengths.
For anybody watching this or who's going to watch it down the road, don't you think football's a pretty simple game?
It is.
11 guys have jobs.
For certain spots.
Yeah, 11 guys have jobs. If you do your job, if you're one of the 11 guys who's smart enough to just do your job, you're the defensive back, you're the linebacker, I'm the zero. I do my job. That's all I'm asked to do on this particular defensive call. It makes it simple, right? But one guy, and this is what people don't understand, one guy doesn't fit the system, doesn't do his job.
Misses block.
Yeah, it changes the whole dynamics.
Right.
I think where Kansas City probably does a great job, where a team like Pittsburgh does a great job, okay, I think where they do a great job is they draft guys that are smart enough to come into their system and be productive in that system.
Yeah.
You know, Homer comment, but I've been a Steeler fan all my life since birth, man. I bleed black and gold.
Mm-hmm.
And all I've ever seen is consistency. I'm not real big on the fact that Tomlin has always had a winning record because that doesn't tell me shit. If I was the owner, I'd have a hard time with that because I want to win championships. I don't just want a winning record. At the end of the day, though, he puts them in position with the winning record to be able to make the playoffs. And that's all because of the drafting and development.
Yeah.
True. I like Tomlin and the fact that how he mentors the guys too. I think he does a great job.
He does. He does. You know, Rasheed, you got a deeper tie up there than I do anymore.
I'm just not as big on coaches. Period. It's like you're just there to watch over adults. I guess someone has to be there to tell them what they're running. I don't know.
But the plan in place. I mean, if you can, I just think if there's people that are willing to get outside the box and find ways to be different and do things that might be more successful. I've watched being a Washington fan my whole entire life. It's so boring. It's the same crap. Run the ball on first down. Or maybe run the ball on second down, then play action on third down. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's so unimaginative.
It is
everything they do. They're not defensively too. They're very simplistic. They don't send a lot of pressures. Like, it's so boring.
All they do is play it safe.
Yeah, they play it safe and they hope to get the win. And it ends up being 500 football. You win some, you lose some. But these guys take chances. Kansas City does stuff that's imaginative. Mm-hmm. And I think as a coach, if you can get outside the box and not be afraid to take chances, then I think you're going to be more successful. I think that's what happens.
I would think that when you look at the history of the NFL, period, that the Walrus is one of the greatest coaches ever. Because he did it in Philly, then he goes over to Kansas City and does it. Mm-hmm. He adjusts his roster to meet the needs of what he wants to do, and he's successful. He never gets looked at like that. Now, personally, he's sacrificed his personal life for this. Mm-hmm. You know, I would never do that. I don't need that. But, you know, I think he's one of the greatest coaches who does not get his just due.
Yep, I agree with that 100%.
Did you guys watch the NCAA World Series?
I watched more than I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I agree. I did too. Well, I had Wake Forest was there, so
Wake Forest, a hell of a team.
They were close. They almost beat LSU.
LSU was just
extra innings.
Yeah, I watched way more than I ever have watched. That was baseball. Period. I don't really watch baseball, but that I found it pretty interesting.
Who's your favorite player
in college?
Yeah,
probably the what's the pitcher from LSU?
Skinnis.
Yes,
he's amazing.
Skinnis.
Yeah.
Here's really the problem with Skinnis, though, and this is what makes me be a little skeptical of him. He threw 75 pitches that were over 100 miles an hour. At what point does he need Tommy John? Because all those young kids, you know.
So
I can't answer that one.
Have you seen like the guy that's coaching like pitchers or whatever? There's a technique that he teaches to get them to get more velocity on the ball.
Oh yeah,
but it puts your elbow and your shoulder in a bad situation. Like your elbow gets out in front of your shoulder, something like that. When you throw, that it it's awful, but you're faster, but you can't last as long.
One of the things I thought was really interesting, and I was listening to this today, they were talking about the draft coming up real soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's next Sunday.
Pittsburgh, right? Number 1.
Pittsburgh is 1-1, but one of the things they were talking about how is a lot of young kids that are coming out and going to the pros, they're projected, they're going to get drafted, they get that surgery before they even go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the guy doesn't want to play for the Pirates.
Well, Cruz is okay. So I've heard two things about this. The Pirates don't necessarily they're floating this out there that Cruz doesn't want to play for them because they don't want to deal with Scott Boras. He's a prick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's a prick. He's in it for himself, and I get it. He's an agent. He wants to make his money. Shout out to Scott Boras for being that way. On the other side of the coin, Pittsburgh needs to figure out how to pay these guys and revitalize a team that up until the last 25 years has been, they've been a hallmark of baseball.
You got to keep your talent.
And
You got to keep your homegrown talent. You have to find a way.
That's tough.
I don't blame Cruz. Now,
The Nats lost all their guys.
and that's a whole nother ball of wax, Mike, because Lerner family wants to sell them, so they're stripping it down so whoever comes in, they can put in what they want to actually do. So it's really
No sale will occur until they get that deal fixed with TV.
Yeah, and that in and of itself is another flaw. You guys, I think Major League Baseball is a train wreck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's a train wreck, and I love baseball. I grew up on baseball.
Yeah.
I played baseball all my life. I had opportunities through baseball, even as a kid, to go to camps and that was way before that shit happened.
Right.
Cincinnati, Kansas City would come through, that kind of stuff. But I think it's a train wreck. I think because they have no cap, a luxury tax, if I'm already making billions of dollars, I don't give a shit about paying a luxury tax if I have a $300 million team. What do I care?
It's the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
And that you're right. There's the parity that they've worked so hard for in the NFL and NBA. They don't have that in baseball.
Even the NHL.
The NHL,
The NHL's really, they have an $83.5 million salary cap coming up this year because the players took money from the owners during COVID and now they're paying the owners back. Which is insane to me. ESPN, you shit the bed on this because ESPN has the rights for the next 4 or 5 years of NHL hockey. Figure it out. Quit promoting basketball. Figure out how to make one of the fastest, most physical games out there that people love to watch the marquee sport on.
Yeah.
So 2 teams in Frederick, which is a long-standing team, the Keys. That's gone from a high-level A team to the draft league team. They haven't really been playing very long, just pretty much the month of June. It's been kind of interesting for them. But we were talking earlier about the Professional Independent League team. They just finally announced the name. They're calling them the Spire City Ghost Hounds. Have you guys been to any games yet for either of those teams?
No.
I haven't been to the Keys in a while. I took my daughter a while back, but that was
a
few years
What's
ago.
Spire City?
Frederick. Spire City.
What is it called?
City of Spires.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. They changed the name in and of itself. And I get it. It's not a bad
so
move.
It's not the
Frederick
Keys.
Keys.
It's the
What Frederick?
Spires.
Right. It's not
That's
a bad
cool.
move.
I like the uniforms. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Black and
sharp.
white. Yeah. I did.
They're
I'll
sharp.
probably get one.
I like the hat. My
Yeah.
wife was mad. She thought they should have been called the Screaming Alpacas, which is what one of the names was that was floated out there.
Yeah.
We had Andrew on our show a couple of months ago, and he was pretty adamant about telling us all the upgrades. And Vincent and I have been to a couple of games already, and you can see there's a noticeable difference. They actually have batting cages at the field now.
Oh, wow.
They never had that.
Right.
I think their next biggest thing to do, though, is to expand those locker rooms and to get more seating. I don't think they'll ever get to the AA level, though. That just, Andrew said they've got to be able to hold 20,000.
Wait, you don't think they're going to what?
Oh,
I don't think.
20,000.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever get to the AA level because they will never have a stadium large enough that will seat 20. I think he said 20, maybe it was 30,000. I can't remember. But they're handcuffed by the city of Frederick. I really hope that they figure that piece out. I've heard that Hagerstown is building a brand new stadium up there and their intention is to get this minor league or this team down here, this independent league team, the Ghost Hunters, and to move them up there if they get a affiliated team down here. Because once you get an affiliated team, you can't have somebody else like that playing. Right now, you can go to a baseball game every day from now to the middle of September in Frederick.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Who's your favorite player growing up? I know you weren't a big baseball guy, but who's your favorite guy?
Dave Parker.
Dave Parker.
I like Dave Parker.
So, was that your favorite guy too?
No.
If you hear any noise, it's me and the boys. Yeah.
Me?
Dave Parker. Yeah, who's your favorite player?
Ricky Henderson.
Oh,
Love
speed.
Ricky Henderson, man.
Straight
He was so
speed.
fast.
That's
so
why you like him?
explosive. Yeah,
His speed.
I loved it.
Was he a hitter?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was probably 280s, 290s.
Oh, okay.
290s,
In his
300.
best, I mean, he may have had a year where he was over
I'm
300.
assuming he was the
Ricky
leadoff.
Henderson.
But when he got on first, look out.
It was over.
It was so fun to watch.
Baseball's actually, to a certain degree, it's come back to the stolen bases and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty fun to
A little
watch
more?
from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the baseball card with Ricky Henderson holding up his bag when he stole that bag. That was a really cool card. I guess my favorite player growing up, the guy, and I was just telling my son this, Thurman Munson.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Thurman Munson's the guy that inspired me to be a catcher.
Wow, I just seen something on him.
Yeah,
Him and Reggie.
it really,
I think I had his baseball card.
yeah, really. I was really upset as a kid when he died in that plane crash.
Yeah.
Like that was very.
That was the guy who didn't get along with Reggie at first, right?
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
I just
But
watched
he
Reggie thing.
because he was the captain of that
Right.
team.
Yeah.
Thurman Munson was the man. You know, they could have mustaches back then, and Thurman Munson had a big mustache. He was an OG as far as catchers went. You know, I've always been a big fan of catchers. Favorite stadium you've ever visited?
Any sport?
The baseball.
Baseball.
Man, I haven't been to a lot. Wow, that's a. I like the Fredericksburg Nets.
Oh yeah.
I like that stadium. It's nice. It's new, maybe because it's new, but it's a beautiful stadium.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that place.
You've
Yeah,
never been to PNC?
no,
Oh, you got to make that a point next time you
No.
go home.
no.
That's a spectacular place.
I'm not mad at
So
Baltimore.
I like Nats, what they did with their stadium, but I'm Camden Yards guy.
Yeah, I was about to say I like Camden
really
Yards.
like Camden
I was
Yards.
just there. Just past.
It's so cool looking. And when they built it, there was nothing like it.
Okay.
I mean, there's been more parks since then that are pretty
Yeah.
neat. They got like nice little, with the brick and all that stuff. Oh, it's really
Like I
cool
walked
stadium.
around and I stood out in the outfield. I stood right where the
Where they
relief
warm up?
pitchers are.
Isn't that
Yeah, I
fun?
mean, I was like,
You could talk
Yeah,
shit to
yeah.
You
they were
talk-
actually talking to people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then I
Yeah,
walked all the way
interaction's
around
awesome.
to the aisle. There's like another one by Bogue's Barbecue where
Yeah.
you just look out. That was cool.
It's a
But I noticed it was only 318 to right. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, they did a great job with there. They did a great job with PNC Park, making it fan accessible. Now that there are nets up almost down the lines, in their entirety, it's harder for kids to get up there and encounter the players. But you know, it's pretty neat. I was at Yankee Stadium
Yes.
last Tuesday.
Oh yeah, did you like
Yeah,
that?
I went to Old Yankee Stadium with Terri
Mhm.
years ago because she was in her friend's wedding, and that was neat. But this new Yankee Stadium, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it just Yankee Stadium is baseball to me. You know, one on my bucket list is going to Chavez Ravine,
What's that?
which is the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I want to go out
That
there.
looks crappy.
Many years ago, I was about 18 maybe or 19. I went to old San Diego Padres Stadium, and it was that cement bowl. But to get in it, there were 4 walkways going up it like
Wow.
this. So that was pretty cool to do. But yeah, I'd have to say, for me, I don't know if anything can beat going to. I went to see Boston in the Yankees.
Ah.
I was at Fenway Park,
Fenway.
and that was pretty cool.
I
Like
bet.
that's a really
Wow.
really neat place to go
Yeah.
and see a baseball game. In fact, a shout out to my brother-in-law for this. He got us tickets. It was the day after the All-Star game. It was Clemens versus Kurt Schilling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Clemens versus Kurt Schilling. We sat on the rail. You know, A-Rob was right there. DJ Derek Jeter was,
Yeah.
playing short. That was just
And Poppy,
yep.
right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he was on first.
Yeah.
No. He wasn't
He
there
wasn't
yet.
there yet?
No, he wasn't there yet. He was
All
still with Minnesota.
Okay.
But it was really
Yeah, Boston.
that was really neat to experience. I'd like to go. Vincent and I love going to minor league games. We love to go to major league games, but minor league games are so fun. But I would love to go to Chicago and go to Wrigley Field. And I don't want to sit in the stadium. I want to sit in the bleachers outside the stadium. If you've ever seen them,
I was in Chicago. I got to ride by the White Sox stadium. It's like downtown, but I didn't get to see that one. I did want to go out to see it, but I don't even know where it was.
You have a favorite memory from a baseball game?
Two. Number one, when I was a kid, I went to go see Baltimore. Eddie
Murray.
Eddie Murray hit 2 home runs in one game.
Where they used to play?
The same man. It wasn't the same.
Metropolitan.
It was. No.
Where was it?
It was around that area.
Downtown Baltimore.
Yeah, it was around that area.
What was that? But anyway, so he had 2 home runs. That was really cool as a kid.
Great guy.
I see that. And then my best memory ever, June 8th, 2010. Strasburg.
Yeah.
So I go with Dave Macarini, Josh Klotz, and we ended up meeting Dan Hellie. You know Dan Hellie?
Oh, yeah, Dan.
Met Dan Hellie up, and because he was friends with Dave. And it was so exciting, the electricity in that stadium.
Yeah.
Was amazing. And every they would start counting, on the count, and then they'd be like clapping right before he strikes somebody. And then how many strikeouts he had? He had 14 strikeouts.
Jesus.
That was his premiere. It was his first game in the major leagues. He had 14 strikeouts. It was insane.
You think this kid from LSU, because they're comparing him to
Yes.
Yeah,
he could be the truth. I think he could be similar to that.
I wouldn't have a problem with the Pirates taking him if he's not going to blow his arm out, because then their top of the rotation would be Mitch Keller and Skinnis, and then they've got about 6 guys that they could pick from after that. If Roansy Contreras figures it out again, which it looks like, I've watched him lately, it looks like he's starting to he's only 23 years old.
Yeah. We were just talking about the surgery, though, with Strasburg.
Yeah.
God.
That's killed him.
He's
done. It's a career.
He's done. Yeah, it sucks.
Didn't he have Tommy John twice?
He did, I believe. Yep. And then his latest one, what's his latest? Is it
something?
He's
got nerve damage. He's got nerve damage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nerve damage. He's done.
Yeah, he stinks on the video game.
So, does he?
Strasburg.
Well, a couple years ago, he was good.
I know.
Yeah, he was great.
He won a World Series. He had a great career.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I think it was worth that pick.
Sure, some of the slew of money.
Yeah.
Sure, he didn't waste it on cars and jewelry.
Exactly.
No, God, no. Some of the pressure was taken off of him, though, by having Scherzer.
Oh yeah, but
where's he
at?
The
1-2.
Yankees, Mets.
Jeez.
Yeah,
they were awesome.
That's a great one.
And then they had Corbin.
Yeah.
Who's a freaking stud.
Yeah, they were loaded there.
Yeah, they were.
Favorite baseball memory? Have you ever had
It's
one?
funny, yeah, because I didn't go to. I didn't go to a lot of games as a youngster, but when I moved here, I got to see Machado over at the.
Oh yeah.
That's probably my best memory. Wow.
Yeah, it really made me a huge Baltimore fan. Like, I follow them as close as the Pirates because I've seen so many guys come through there. Austin Hayes, Machado, Nick Markakis, even Matt Wieters when he was legit, a lot of those pitchers that have come through the organization. Like that, it's so cool that when they had that affiliation, those guys would all come through there, even if it's just for a cup of coffee, rolling right through.
Yeah.
That's what Machado had. I mean, he literally, I don't know if that guy played 30 or 40 games here.
No.
And he was gone.
Yeah,
he was gone. He moved quickly. Well, my favorite was Ryan Mountcastle, who plays for them now.
Which was weird because they were only single A, right?
They're high A. Yep, they're high A.
But I mean, he went from high A straight to, or did he go somewhere else?
He went to.
Where's the other team?
I want to say he went from high A to triple A.
Triple A again.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
That was. I don't know if they moved him because they didn't want to pay him, or if they moved him because he was a dick. Because there was a lot of rumors about what a jerk he was.
Yeah.
And how pompous and self-centered he was. Well, the guy put himself out there and said he wasn't going to re-sign with San Diego. He's already making buttloads of money. That's the other thing. I have a problem with that. You want to know where Scherzer is? Scherzer's up in New York with Verlander. Both of those guys are making $40 million. They're 40 years old.
I know.
And the Mets are like, wow, we've got this big payroll. We suck. Well, shit, you just dump $80 million into 2 guys like that. I'd say my best My best memory at a baseball game. Man, I've been to so many games. This is a funny memory.
Yeah, you've been to a lot.
It has nothing to do with baseball. Vincent was about 2 or 3 years old, and we went to the game, and we were with some relatives, and we sat on the left field. We always sat in the left field, the visitor side, over at Key Stadium, and everybody was there. My girls, my relatives, the kids.
I think I remember this.
They came back and were like, "Where's Vincent?" He might have been 4 years old. Where's Vincent? Well, he was over in the hill with us. I thought he came back. There's no Vincent anywhere.
Oh my God!
So everybody just scatters everywhere. I go running over to the gate, and there's Vincent standing at the gate. The guy's like, "Your son wants to leave. He got a ball and he wants to leave." I was like, "Oh my God!" It was just crazy.
That's hilarious.
So that was, that. Not that that's a great memory, but And then of course I went to. Back in the day, I went to see the Pirates play in the playoffs. Yes, the Pirates used to make the playoffs, everybody. In 92, 91, 92.
Three Rivers.
When they couldn't, Three Rivers, when they couldn't finish the deal. And the irony behind that all is we would go on game day and get tickets for those playoff games because they wouldn't sell out even then. Pittsburgh's such a great baseball town, but they wouldn't sell out then. So, let me see. What do I got here? Who do you think was the greatest home run hitter of all time? I'm going to give mine first. I'm going to say Babe Ruth.
Orlando Merced. This is tough, man. Because Barry Bonds.
You can't take anything away from him.
Barry B. Yeah.
I'm going to go Hank Aaron just because the numbers were very close, and Hank Aaron wasn't sticking anything. Wasn't shooting himself with needles. But I will say it's still impressive what Barry Bonds did. I'm a Barry Bonds fan.
Here's my thing with Bonds
I'll take Hank Aaron.
But Bonds still had to hit the ball, right?
I've heard this argument, but I'm telling you, guys that are juicing, like everything is lighter. You're just transformed into a freak.
Bonds also was intentionally walked a boatload of times.
I agree with that.
If you go back and you look at
I remember.
He was such a good, he was a patient, good hitter.
He had a great eye.
I'll
I
never
agree with
forget.
that.
I probably said this in another show, and I'm sure you guys will remember it, but I'll never forget when Bobby Bonilla and Bonds played together in the Pirates, and Bonilla's contract came up. And the Pirates offered Bonilla at the time 4 years, $16 million.
Mm-hmm.
That was bank back then.
Mm-hmm.
And Bonilla's like, "No, I'm going to test free agency." And Bond's like, hey, if you offer that to me, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pirates are like, "Nah, we're not offering that to you." They let him
could have
walk.
been.
They let him walk.
Both of those guys were really good players.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Best pitcher of all time, in your opinion?
I mean, we're biased because of when we watched.
Yeah.
And recency bias, but I'll take Randy Johnson, just the big unit.
He was ridiculous, man.
He was really good at the peak of his career.
6'10". His reach was halfway to home plate by the time he finished his step.
And I think, you look at the stats for the older guys that, have better stats, better ERA and all that. Put Randy Johnson back in that time, and he would destroy those hitters.
I agree with that.
I take Randy. He was the best in the last 30 years. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I would agree. What's you?
Clemens
was incredible too.
Yeah.
What
do people don't? They don't like him because he juiced at the end? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Same thing. Same thing with him. They're not letting him in because he juiced. You know what? Give them their own little section of the Hall of Fame.
Right. He was amazing.
Well, from what I heard, everybody was doing something back in the days.
Yeah, because there was no rules.
The amphetamines were
uppers, cocaine,
tons of amphetamines.
How many of those guys were cocaine heads? Remember Del Barrow for the Pittsburgh Pirates? He got busted in some kind of sting or something. My favorite pitcher was Nolan Ryan.
Oh, I love Nolan.
The Ryan Express. 7 no-hitters, man.
Yeah.
7 no-hitters. And then he fought Robin Ventura. He beat his ass, and Ventura's probably 20 years younger than him. And recently Ventura came out and said Ryan was just tough.
Tough-ass Texan.
I knew what I was getting when I ran out to that mound.
He was a badass.
Who do you think was the best team, best organization? Let's do this. Best organization of all time.
Baseball?
It's got to be the Yankees.
Yankees.
I mean, they bought their way in.
Yeah,
but
we're back to buying talent.
It's always been like
but
that.
they still won.
Yeah,
they won a lot of World Series.
Yankees have a lot of homegrown talent, though. When I was up there a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago actually, they've got some dudes, Harrison Bader. They've got some kids that are much better than the guys that they paid for. Like if I were the Yankees, I'd be cutting my losses with Josh Donaldson and Giancarlo Stanton. Those guys stink.
So I looked it up. That 98 team was 114-48. That's pretty ridiculous.
That's insane.
And they were 11-2 in the postseason. So they lost
insane.
2 games. That's crazy. They were loaded. Run differential was 309.
Yikes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
309 more runs than your opponents? That's nuts.
That's a lot of hitting.
They were legit.
What was the payments?
I don't know that. I do know they had David Wells, Andy Pettit, David Cohn, Orlando Hernandez, and Hideki
Matsui.
Orlando Merced.
Yep. And then
he didn't play there.
Mike Stanton and Mariano Rivera in the freaking bullpen. And they had Derek Jeter, Tim Raines. I mean, they had some dudes.
Tim Raines from the Expos?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That team was loaded.
Yeah, that's good.
They were loaded.
Hey, you think NFL refs, baseball umpires, do you think they should make the game about them? Do you think they should have the game centered around them, that they throw a lot of flags, that they're going to be combative? I saw an umpire the other night. I was watching a game, and I saw an umpire throw a guy out of the game when he questioned his call. And then, if you watch baseball now, they show you the strike zone.
Right.
And it was like, if this is the strike zone, it was a foot outside the strike zone. And the guy's like, what are you calling on me? And he rang him up. He sent him off. And I'm like, what the hell am I watching? They do not like to be
questioned. They don't like to be questioned.
I agree with that. Don't question me. I called it. Walk up out of here, man. Or I can throw you out of here.
But is this about them? No. People don't pay money to see what's the dude who's all jacked up in the NFL. People didn't pay money to see him ref a game.
Larry Hockley.
Yeah. Hockley. Yeah. Now his kid's out there doing it.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Doing some curls, man.
Yeah. Curls for the girls. Curls for the TV.
It's a tough balance.
Yeah.
I do feel like in baseball, that guy behind the plate seems like it's more about him than it does like NFL guys, I think.
Well, I'm going to say we're 2 years away from Major League Baseball going to electronic strike zone.
So
I like it.
The thing I don't understand in football is setting the ball. Like, why can't they use some kind of laser technology to set the ball? They can't. They should.
GPS.
Little GPS. Like, where'd the ball go to? The GPS could tell you, oh, it should be right here. Like, we have the technology to do that. Put like some kind of GPS device in the ball.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I just wish those dudes would understand. We don't.
Do you know how bad the spotters are sometimes for football?
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit drives me crazy. But that can influence an entire game.
Yeah.
Like if you get a bad spot and you don't get a first down when you actually had one,
right,
that can totally change the outcome of a game. That one play.
Yeah. I get it. Or that one strike.
Or the one strike in baseball, which you were just talking. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I think it should be a radar thing. Like
they're going that direction. I think you're.
And they should even tell them right on the radio.
Right through the, yep. Wow. And it would be instantaneous.
Yeah.
Instantaneous.
He would just sit there and they go strike, and he goes strike.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yep. I mean, we're going that direction because it's just too. At the end of the day, they make it about themselves because they want to be combative. You know?
Yeah, I think
hey, I'm gonna go there and be combative today. I don't know about that.
I think it's just as humans. I think we're gonna have errors. We're not perfect.
You ever been to the Umpire Hall of Fame?
How
about the NFL Referee Hall of Fame? I ain't fucking going there if they haven't.
Good
So this
Good
isn't about them. This is about them doing a job. Even the NHL. I had an NHL ref on. He was a very good ref years ago, a couple of years ago. He was excellent. And he told me flat out, he said, guys would get on my nerves. I call penalty, no problem.
Wow.
You know.
I try to tell my coaches that. Like,
whereas other times I'm like this.
When I played.
Shut up and leave the refs alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even when I played, it was always yes or no, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew, that was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have a question, you ask a question.
Yeah.
You don't ever be rude or
especially as a
disrespectful.
kid.
And it was interesting to have
You're
this
right.
conversation, Kip. I'm not going to put him on blast. If you want to see who it was, go look at OSP back through the years. But to me, that guy epitomized the fact that he was out there doing his job. But if you pushed him into a corner, you're changing the way he viewed what he was doing.
Yep.
So hey, why don't you guys pull up that Penn State schedule? Let's finish up with that Penn State schedule. Because now I'm reading that people are like, Penn State's going to go 12-0. Penn State's going to be 10-2. Penn State.
They've been going 10-0.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
As long as James Franklin's the coach, I don't know if
Let's go through each game.
West Virginia, they're going to win that.
Don't win West Virginia.
West Virginia, week 1, 100%.
Yeah.
Delaware,
Don't win.
win.
Will it be a running clock?
Illinois, win.
Think they'll beat Illinois? Okay.
Is Iowa at Iowa? No, it's home.
They'll win that.
If it's at Iowa, I'd be a little worried about it. But
Listen, 3 of the first 4 games are at home. They're going to win.
Wow. At Northwestern, win.
Win. UMass, win.
Win.
Ohio State, lose out.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to go into
Indiana,
At Ohio State, no
win.
way.
Maryland,
Don't be so quick on Indiana. They've gotten better.
Yes, they have.
And honestly,
it's at home, bro.
Maryland
We should go to that.
Maryland is going to be better.
We
could
should
do
go
a
to
show.
that.
We could do the show there.
We need to go to that one.
We could do the show there.
We need to go.
I got to find out when it is.
We'll go to that.
Obviously,
We'll definitely
homecoming.
go to that game. But I would not be surprised if Maryland wins that.
Okay. Ooh. So Maryland's taking a step forward this year?
They are. They'll
Okay.
be better.
Is Tagovailoa going to be able to do that?
He's pretty good. He's
Okay.
got a really good group of receivers. His O-line will be good. He's got a great running back. Their running backs are really good.
You know what? Locks does a
Really
really good job of getting kids in there.
Yeah.
He does. Keeping coaches is where I think his deficiency is keeping coaches.
Yep. But I would not be surprised if Maryland upsets them.
Michigan,
Michigan.
they're going to lose to Michigan.
Yeah.
In Penn State. I don't care. You can go ahead and
Yes.
write it out all you want. Because
We don't
J.J.
need to-
McCarthy's going to run the ball
Yeah,
all over
we
you.
won't even need to continue this. You go back. You're going to the Outback Bowl again. Outback.
You got Rutgers, and then you
What
got
do you think,
Michigan
8?
State.
What do we got, 9-2?
10-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh well, 9. Yeah, if they don't beat Maryland, yes. They don't beat Michigan. I mean Maryland, it could be 9-2. 3. But they won't lose to
9-3.
Michigan. Yeah.
That's crazy. They have
Oh,
12 games on
wow.
their schedule.
So you're not going to the Outback Bowl. You're going to the Belk Bowl.
They might go to the Cheez It Bowl.
No.
12 games. That's crazy. 12
No, they travel well, so they'll go somewhere good still, Gator. They'll go somewhere. But yeah, they're not
9-3.
What were they saying? They're going undefeated?
I've read anything from
Who
undefeated
said that?
to 10-2.
When you said you read this, Penn State Times?
just
or
Penn State.
people from Penn State. Oh,
No
yeah,
way
Penn
they're
State.
beating Ohio State.
You're always
Or
be Ohio
Michigan.
State's little brother.
As
I
long
don't
as-
see them beating Michigan either.
As long as Harbaugh's there, as long as he's got McCarthy for
You will
another
always
year,
be Ohio State's little brother. Always.
Michigan, they got Blake Corum. They're going to be solid.
You go to Penn State You go to Penn State
Michigan looks good.
to go to the Outback Bowl a couple years, and then you might get drafted, and then you don't become anything.
they
That's
do
it.
put a lot of guys in the league, though. You got to give them that.
They're good. They're a top 20 program. Top 15?
Yeah.
Top
They
15
do.
program.
What kind
Michael
of
Parsons.
courtesiness?
Trash. Trash. Trash.
Who's the Ellen Robinson?
Who's that?
Plays for the Steelers.
He's going to have a good year this year to get off the trash list.
Saquon Barkley.
Good.
He is good.
Michael Parsons. Good.
There's some linemen, too. They have some good linemen.
They
don't
do.
they? I think they have some decent linemen.
I won't throw them completely under the bus just because my personal feelings on
Gesicki.
Franklin, but
Gesicki. Tell you that.
Miami let him
Yeah.
go. They let him walk.
did they?
Yeah, he walked to Giants or something. He went somewhere. He
Yeah.
don't.
Interesting.
But he was pretty good. Yeah, he was. I'll give you that one.
Noobs, what are you grilling for the 4th?
Man, we're gonna go smoke. I'm smoking stuff. I'm gonna get my smoker working. I haven't done it in probably 2 months. Brisket, pork butt.
Yeah.
I may even get some bratwurst.
Who the hell's coming to your house?
It's my family. I like leftovers.
Your wife and daughters don't eat like that.
I don't eat leftovers. I don't eat any leftovers.
You sound like my daughter Taylor.
Well, that's a spaghetti.
Really?
I love cold spaghetti.
Wow.
Not cold, but leftover. Warm it up.
I guarantee you, if there was brisket from my brisket that was left over in your refrigerator, I guarantee you would heat that up and eat it. I will 100% guarantee you it is delicious.
The Eagle had a brisket on.
What are you doing?
I'm going to be up in the mountains going to the 4th of July party in Poconos.
Nice.
Our good friends, the Palermos, have us going up there. We decided to rent a place like right next to them. So we're going up there. We're leaving Saturday morning, July 1st, coming back
3 hours.
July 6th, so Vince can go to baseball practice his last tournament. And I bought steaks. I bought meat to make burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I got some chicken. Terri marinated it. You know, Vincent talked me into taking our. We have a thing to roast hot dogs over the fire.
Nice.
He's like, "Dad, can we do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course we will."
That's
You know.
awesome. That'd be fun up there.
Yep.
I'm easy, man.
How much is the brisket at Eagle Giant Eagle?
It was like $56, and it was freaking like this.
Gigantic.
You know, I will say, Giant Eagle has good meat. They do a nice job. Shout out to Giant Eagle, baby.
Pause.
Giant Eagle.
Pause on the good meat. You gotta say pause on the good meat. I'm an easy man. I'm a hot sausage guy, man. I love a hot sausage.
Right.
But now that my wife has me on this diet, I'll be lucky to get anything good on the grill. Oh man, salmon. Hate salmon.
You don't like salmon?
No.
Oh, I love salmon.
No. I'm trying to figure out who ate all these pickles.
We got those at Firehouse. Yeah, we got those at
That's a whole
Firehouse.
bucket of pickles.
Yeah. It was empty.
The whole episode. Oh, okay.
They sold us that bucket for $5.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all ate the pickles. I was like, you know,
It's filled with baseballs, man. It's filled with baseballs. So when the boy gets out here, I've rearranged the settings so that he can still shoot pucks out here. We can pop the net up and hit baseballs, and he can lift, do elliptical. We can throw darts. I have a TV that's going to sit on here.
Are you good at darts? New brother, you any good at darts?
I'm all right. You?
I'm pretty good. I like to practice in my garage too.
Yeah, I haven't practiced in a while.
I just figured out how to keep score. Just figured it out. He just told me.
Yeah.
I've never.
There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it counting backwards, or you can do it going forward to 21. You know.
Oh, I've always gone forward.
Yep.
To 21.
Yeah.
Bullseye, you win. Game is over.
Is that how you play it?
Or is it 10? You get 10 points for
No, you
that?
get 10 points, don't you?
Yeah, okay. Wow. See, I never knew that.
Rasheen, tell them how they can see you, how they can reach you, how
Listen,
they can follow everything going on in Rasheen Hill's life.
I'm on both Instagram and Facebook. I'm Rasheen Hill. I'm not hiding from no one. You can find me. I'm easy to find, baby. You know?
Q, if you're seeing this, we're waiting for you to come on the show. Noobs, hit them up.
Best place is Twitter, at Coach Noob. And then same thing on Instagram. I gotta get on Instagram a little more. Put a little more.
That's
What's
what
yours on
I said.
Instagram?
Videos, some like chickens or something like that.
I seen your house. I said, where are you at, Noob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, Noob got
At Coach Noob.
a palatial palace.
Hey, the OSP, you can find us on podpage.com/Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei. Like our Facebook page, join our conversation on Twitter, reach us on Snapchat at OSP with MM, and you can also follow us on Instagram, watch our TikToks, and check out our YouTube channel where we stream live, and this will be in there if you haven't seen it live. All that's Original Sports Podcast. Feel free to let us know if you have any.
Go home before we go. I want to end the show with. I'm a big speller. You guys know how to spell phlegm?
Phlegm?
Yeah.
PHLEM.
Wrong.
Whoa.
All right, go. Go on.
FL.
Wrong. Go. That's it. Get on out.
PHLEMN.
PH what?
LEMN.
No.
All right, break it down for us.
PHLEGM. Phlegm.
Wow. I never would have got
I'm
that.
about to cough that up after I have another drink. Hey,
I need that for Wordle. That'll be a good Wordle right there.
feel free to let us know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions for future guests by reaching us at originalsportspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks to Shawn Antkowiak for doing our voice intro and outro. Thanks to Charlie Hodgson for writing the music for our show. I'd like to get Charlie to come out and join us and play a few songs.
Yep.
Chuck, we're coming for you, baby. I'm gonna text you. My wonderful wife Terri Maradei does our webmastering.
We got to move her to the front. She should be first.
She should be
Yes.
first. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Hey, join us every 2 weeks for for the OSP and Experiencio on the Original Sports Podcast.